Ladies, gentlemen, and they, thems, welcome to it. This is the Private Property Podcast with myself, Sibs Matiela, as your host, talking all things property because of privateproperty.co.za. We love to connect you to the heart of property. Today, we're talking specifically about courses that you can take in the real estate game, or if you want to be a property practitioner, what it is that you can do to get you started on that course. But before we get to that, I must remind you, as I always do, and it's actually tomorrow. All roads lead to the property show.
This year, we're back in real life and virtual with content generated in our metaverse studio. We've designed the exhibition space to replicate the world's most popular property game and added in activities for the whole family, including an indoor park and play area. The game board is divided into 4 journeys, namely First-Time Homebuyers Boulevard, Investment Avenue, Sellers Street, and Renters Road. Visit thepropertyshow.co.za for more information and to get your tickets today. The Property Show 2022, 27th to the 28th of August at the Sandton Convention Center. No matter where you are on your property journey, we've gathered the experts.
It's happening, it's happening, it's happening. It's actually happening tomorrow, the 27th and the 28th of August, 2022, right here at the Sandton Convention Center. The Property Show is going, and it's going to blow your mind. I suggest that you click in the link in the comment section, get yourself a ticket, or join us virtually, digitally from anywhere in the world, clicking on the same link to purchase your ticket to join us and watch the show online. Back to today's episode, though, we are talking about how to be on top of your realtor game with courses and education. Courtney, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm great. Listen, you're the ops manager at Prop Academy. Could you give me an overview of the company, what it is you guys do?
Yes, of course. So we're an online training academy. Our head office is in KZN, but we have a presence everywhere in South Africa. And we supply regulated courses to property practitioners and all other courses in between. So right from start to finish and anything on the side with regards to real estate.
Besides being a lucrative industry, what are the other benefits of studying property?
Well, buying real estate is one of, or maybe the biggest investment somebody's going to make. So you need to actually put some time into investigating and studying real estate in order to know that you're spending your money correctly. So your hard-earned money, you want to make sure that it is invested correctly.
Courtney, real estate agents have to have a valid certification. Can you tell me what this entails and the importance of, what is it called? Why is it important?
Yeah, sure. So you have to have a Fidelity Fund certificate, and you get that through the PPRA, which used to be called the Estate Agents Affairs Board. So I always explain your FFC or Fidelity Fund certificate as your driving license. You can't drive without one. You can't sell or rent without a FFC. In order to keep your FFC, you obviously have to comply with education requirements. And the importance of it is to uplift our industry and then maintain its professionalism. So we want to uplift, we want to be able to say our industry is really professional. We've got qualifications and we know what we're talking about.
Speaking of those qualifications, you guys obviously offer courses for people who would like to be property practitioners. Can you give us more details on the different kinds of courses that you do offer?
Yes, of course. So first of all of our courses are online and we are accredited to do so. And we do everything from start to finish. So we've tried to look after the property practitioner in the sense that as soon as they register, until they want to maybe own their own business and have staff below them, we supply all of the courses throughout that whole duration. And also for CPD compliance, PDEs, logbooks, NQFs, we supply all of it. And we've got a brand new online portal, which is amazing. So there's no more printing and we can save one tree at a time.
I imagine, first of all, thank you for being kind to the environment. The earth thanks you. Obviously, you have a world of experience behind you and you've seen students come in and come out and become fully licensed. What fundamental advice would you personally give to someone who's aspiring to become a property practitioner?
Okay, so we've had a lot of people contacting us wanting to enter the industry and being stuck because training providers won't let them purchase courses until they have their FFC. So we've developed a range of courses that the person can purchase, complete, put on their CV to help them actually get a position in an agency so that they're walking in with experience or with knowledge. So studying before you start working, that's very important. Become good at your admin, because yes, you're probably going to be a salesperson, but I always find the best salesperson either have a PA or they themselves are good at admin so that they can follow up. And just be better than the person next to you. Always stay ethical. If you have to, always just stay ethical. That's my main thing.
In the courses that you offer and, you know, the kind of tools that you give people who are now on their journey to becoming property practitioners, would you say you prepare them to have their own companies and start their own thing, or go into practice with maybe some of the bigger names in the realty game?
Yes, certainly. Even courses for your receptionist with regards to time management. So we supply all sorts of courses. We also supply a checklist for principals so that when they're getting ready for the PPRA audits, they're able to follow those instructions. Obviously, these courses, they need to have taken anyway to become a principal. So it prepares them for opening up their agency.
Courtney, obviously at Prop Academy, you offer courses in educational materials and tools, but do you offer any other services?
Yes, so we do. We offer mentorships because a lot of people doing the NQF5 and RPL5 in real estate don't have a mentor. And also, if you haven't yet joined an agency, you won't have a mentor. So we offer mentorships to these people. We offer free advice to absolutely anybody who calls our offices. And the most important thing that we enjoy is offering assessments. So what we'll say to a principal is, you've got a team of agents, you obviously want to make sure that they are studying and that they're compliant. So if you give us their details, we'll make sure that we can assess them and we'll advise you who needs to do which course and by when.
In your experience and from what you've seen, and I mean, I like the fact that you give free advice to anyone who calls your office. So you must have seen very common questions or common mistakes that property practitioners make. What are those?
So a very common one is non-compliance. So there's a little river of negative non-compliance people who like to float around there. I think that's a problem because having an opinion about why you're not going to comply isn't going to help you at the end of the day. You're either compliant or you're non-compliant. So that's one. And then the second thing I found is a really big problem, and I really take my hats off to agents who do this properly, is managing the sale. So for example, if you're going to facilitate a sale and you've got a seller and a purchaser, and don't just drop it once the signatures are done and the bond is secure. Follow through right until you hand over those keys. So if it's at the attorney's, how long is it at the attorney's for? What is the duration we're looking at? And keep communicating with both the seller and the purchaser, because communication is a horrible gap.
Listen, I think post-COVID, we've seen a real decline in the real estate market. I think my next question would be, is there an opportunity? Are there many opportunities for people now to become property practitioners and become successful and, you know, build themselves, their companies and their wealth?
So I agree with you. I think there's still so many opportunities, but I think the opportunities are for people who stick their neck out there, who've done the studies before, so that they're not going to take all of their time up studying when they're meant to be selling. Remember, land is our most scarce asset. So you're not going to find more of that. And if we've got properties on it, people moving in and out, the supply and demand is going to stay there. And there is actually quite a very high turnover in property practitioners, especially in the first 12 months of their journey. So there is a huge demand, but I think for people who actually take it seriously and do it properly, they just have, they really make a kingdom for themselves out of the industry.
Are there people who just drop out, like they come and then they do the courses, then they start practicing, then they decide, this is not what I thought it was going to be. I'm not getting as rich as I thought I would. I mean, how often do you see that kind of thing happening?
So very often it happens a lot. You really have to be dedicated in order to get a job these days as a realtor, because the principal is going to invest a lot of time in you, and if you're going to move for an extra 0.2% or 0.5%. After all of the training, it does get a bit much for people. So they do start taking on more serious candidates. And it happens a hell of a lot in the first 12 months because they don't realize you've got to put a lot of effort in, you've got to sell, and then you've still got a time period in which you're going to be waiting in order to get paid your commission. So a lot of people, they battle with cash flow. They're just used to maybe getting a smaller salary every month, or not managing their money correctly.
So in terms of those commissions, how would that work? For like how long would it take? I come to Prop Academy, I do my course, I become a practitioner, I sell $1 million house. When am I getting my commission? When does the paycheck come through?
So from the sale being confirmed, you're looking at about 3 to 4 months, but it depends on every province and how the municipality works. And obviously you have to now provide your valid FFC before you're allowed to be paid your commissions, which is excellent. So that's about the time period you're looking at.
I think the bottom line is that people really need to have their wits about them and know exactly what they're getting themselves into, which is obviously where you guys come in. Listen, what's next in store for Prop Academy?
Yeah, so we're actually doing a lot of attorney training at the moment. Attorneys used to do a lot of in-house training. Now we're facilitating it for them. We're seeing a huge demand in developers requesting training. So from small to big developers, how to train their teams, how to find the right piece of land, how to deal with the municipality. So we released a course on that, and we're going to go online with it soon as well. And then obviously with the new PPR regulations, we are assisting with the change in the design of the courses that will be offered. So we've got quite a lot on the go.
It all sounds very exciting, and I think we've got a lot more to talk about. So I look forward to actually having you on the show again in future. Thank you so much. That's Courtney McKenna, the Operations Manager at Prop Academy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Always. Listen, it is time for the competition moment. It's that time. Someone gets to walk away with $500 and a ticket to the property show happening tomorrow and the day after at the Sandton Convention Center right here in Johannesburg. Today's lucky winner is, and this is probably the last winner actually, so Kifilwe Sekonyana. Congratulations. You've got $500 on the way. You should probably use that to get an Uber and get to the Sandton Convention Center where your ticket will be ready and waiting for you. That's all I have for you today. I will see you on the next episode of the Private Property Podcast. I'm your host, Sibs Matiela, and good night.
This year, we're back in real life and virtual with content generated in our metaverse studio. We've designed the exhibition space to replicate the world's most popular property game and added in activities for the whole family, including an indoor park and play area. The game board is divided into 4 journeys, namely First-Time Homebuyers Boulevard, Investment Avenue, Sellers Street, and Renters Road. Visit thepropertyshow.co.za for more information and to get your tickets today. The Property Show 2022, 27th to the 28th of August at the Sandton Convention Center. No matter where you are on your property journey, we've gathered the experts.